pillowcase and you place it over your fan blade just like this, and then you use it to dust your fan blade, and all of the dust from the blade falls into the pillowcase. This is especially useful for a fan like this one. We have this one over top of our bed in our master bedroom, so I don't want any dust falling on even the mattress in the bedroom. Then after I'm finished cleaning the whole fan, I could just toss that pillowcase in the laundry, and that is that. It's a really simple and straightforward way to clean my fan without having all of that dust fall all over our bedroom. Freshen your drains with a baking soda mixture. To keep your sink and shower drains fresh and flowing freely, mix together half a cup of baking soda and a quarter cup of salt. Pour this down your drain and then follow with at least half a cup of warm vinegar. Let the drain bubble and sit for at least 10 minutes, and then run hot water down the drain to freshen it up. Use those shallow trays that you might find at the dollar store for organizing areas of your home. So I like those small trays. I found mine at Dollar Tree, I believe. I think they're actually for like desk organization or maybe even cutlery, but I've used them in my bathroom in the more shallow drawer in our vanity, and that helped organize some of my toiletries there. You could also use them in your kitchen, your office. There's lots of different places that you can use them to help corral and organize all of your loose items in drawers. So what you do for this hack is you grab a yogurt container or any other sort of plastic container with a round lid, and then you can cut the inside out of the lid just like I am doing right here, and you can also cut around the bottom of the rest of the container. So you can see the bottom and the top of the ring fit together just like this. Now let's try to put some fabric inside and see if we can get enough tension to make a proper embroidery hoop. I'm grabbing this linen that I had on hand, placing it on top of the bottom part that I cut out, and then placing the top of the container on top just like this. I wasn't sure this was gonna work, but I was pleasantly surprised at how much tension I got in this fabric using this cut lid. It was actually really amazing. I'm definitely going to use this DIY hack to make embroidery hoops so I can make little embroidery gifts for my friends and family this year. So awesome. We used all used appliances in our vacation rental to save some money. They're really beautiful appliances, but I wanted to make sure that our fridge smelled nice and clean. So after I completely cleaned out the fridge, bleached it, did the whole 9 yards, my friend that actually helps me clean our vacation rental now suggested to put some balled up newspaper inside the fridge. This traps and takes in any of the excess odors that are left in the fridge. We actually left our fridge closed with the newspaper inside for well over 2 weeks to make sure that all of those odors were out of the fridge into that newspaper. So if you have a stinky fridge, definitely try this method. It worked for me. After you take the newspapers out, you can put a little package of baking soda in the fridge to continue to make the fridge smell fresh. You can also try something like coffee beans. This also is going to help keep your fridge smelling nice and neutral, especially if you have some stinky things in there and take them out and need some sort of odor neutralizer after that. So you're boiling pasta, and usually what you do is take a colander and you put it right into the sink and pour the pasta in. Water goes everywhere, but how about put it right inside the pot just like this? If you have one that fits, this is a great way to do it. And then you can drain the water out this way. I thought this was so cool when I saw it, and I've been using it ever since I saw it on TikTok. A lot easier, and it works really well. Freshen those cutting boards with lemon. To help remove food stains and smells from your cutting boards, cut a lemon in half and then rub the cut side over the board. You can even sprinkle your cutting board with baking soda first for even more cleaning power. So something that works really well for small spaces is to try to make or find dual purpose furniture. So storage inside benches, storage inside side tables. Any place that you can add a little extra storage is really gonna help your small space. So I actually took some IKEA over the fridge kitchen cabinets and I turned them into a dining bench in our breakfast nook. It was a fairly straightforward DIY, quite fun to make. We still use this every single day. So it's a really comfy place to sit in our breakfast nook, but then it has that storage in the bottom front where I put all of my extra things like some servingware, trays, tea party stuff, and extra cutlery and things. I'll make sure to leave a link for that whole DIY down in that description box below.
Clean your dryer vent with this vacuum attachment. This simple plastic tube attachment from Amazon attaches right to your vacuum, and you can place it far down your dryer vent from the dryer side and from the outside vent side to clean out all of that extra lint.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of scary. It picked up a lot of lint trapped in there.
If you use a tape measure often like I do, did you know that on the side or the bottom of the tape measure, you're going to find a measurement? In this case, this one is 3 inches and a quarter, and that's going to tell you the length of the measuring tape. This comes in handy when you're measuring a corner of a room. You can just use that 3 1/4 inches or whatever it is and place your tape flush against the corner. So here's an example. I'm just measuring this wall up to the corner. Rather than bending the tape like I normally would, I'm just adding 3 1/4 inches to my measurement. Here's what I normally would do, which is not that accurate. And here it is with that additional tape measurement. Such a good hack. So I want a solution where when I open the door, a light can come on and we can use our pantry. I found these motion sensitive strip lights on Amazon. I'm going to put this LED light strip and tape it up on the side of the pantry. So it just has like a little sticky backing that you can easily peel off and apply. And you can get these in different lengths, and I will make sure to link down to the product in the description box below. I put the little magnet that I showed you on the inside of the door frame and I plugged the sensor into the strip. So now I'm going to just attach that onto the inside of the door frame. Oh, it does! Okay, here we go. I love this so much. Ta-da! Refresh throw pillows with this clothes dryer method. Some pillow covers aren't removable or the pillows can't be put in the wash for one reason or another. One good way to remove any dust or bacteria from throw pillows is to put them in a hot clothes dryer for about 20 minutes. I like to use the steam sanitary function on my LG dryer for an even deeper clean. You might be surprised how much dust will be in that vent catch after doing this.
If you have a foul or a really strong smell left in your kitchen, what you can do is combine 1 part water with 1 part vinegar into a pot on your stove and let that boil for a good 20-30 minutes. I find that really neutralizes any cooking smells. Make sure to put your fan on so that you don't have to deal with moisture issues and enjoy that nice neutral effect at the end. This is really handy if you have a vacation rental as well, or you're trying to show your home or you're having friends over and you've cooked something really strong and spicy the night before or the morning, and you want to just make the house smell just clean, fresh, and neutral.
If you currently fold your towels like this, I promise you there is a better way that looks so good. Take your towel, fold it horizontally once, and then fold it again, but don't put the end right up to the fold. Then you fold it into thirds and you have this lovely little package that looks good on its own, or it also looks good stacked with other towels. My mom taught me to fold towels like this when I was young, and I have never forgotten. Use this portable cleaning machine to deep clean your sofa. I've had my Bissell little green machine for well over a decade, and it's a powerhouse when it comes to spring cleaning. You can use it to clean carpets and upholstery like sofas. It seriously blows my mind how much dirt I can get out of our sofa when I use this machine to clean it. I like to spray my upholstery first with the cleaning solution and warm water, let it sit, and then go over the area with the vacuum and more water.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. That is fascinating and also disgusting. After only maybe 4 months of use, a seemingly clean couch, look what we got out of it. Have you ever used distilled white vinegar to clean your stainless steel appliances? For some reason, I have not done this. I learned this hack in the Martha Stewart book that I had read. I'll leave that in the description box below because she has some fantastic simple tips with vinegar in that book. You can spray it directly onto your stainless steel full strength. Use a microfiber cloth and do one wipe with the vinegar with the microfiber cloth. Then grab a dry microfiber cloth and do a nice dry polish. And oh my goodness, you're gonna see that stainless steel shine. So keep in mind, these are used appliances, so they have a couple little scratches and dings in them, but look at the shine that I'm getting when I'm just using distilled white vinegar to clean these appliances. This is from Make Life Simpler on TikTok. First of all, I have my slotted spoon and a bowl, and I found a spoon that balances on top of the bowl, just like that. So I'm gonna crack the egg on the side and then put it into the spoon. Oh, that was a terrible egg crack. So some of the white is attached to the side of the spoon, but I mean, that works pretty well. So I love to recycle bottles. Often they'll have a really sticky residue. Grab some eucalyptus essential oil, put that on a cotton swab, and then you can rub that cotton ball all over the sticky residue on your bottle, and instantly it's going to take it right off. I was absolutely amazed when I did this. Immediately the residue was coming right off the bottle. Then after you remove everything with a eucalyptus essential oil, you can wash your bottle or your jar just as you normally would. I just use some dish soap and I put it in the sink, and then you can wipe it dry and your bottle is going to be perfect. I'm definitely using this one over and over again. Usually I pop my brush with paint on it in a Ziploc bag just like this, but it doesn't always do the trick. Sometimes I get the paint that sticks on or dries out a little bit. So this is a hack that is supposed to keep your brush fresh for longer if you want to kind of store it for the next time. For this hack, you use aluminum foil and you put your brush with paint on it in the foil. So I'm just going to get this brush nice and wet in this chalk style paint, and then I'm going to place it in the middle of this aluminum foil. This one is just Betty Crocker stuff from the dollar store. Then you package up your brush really well, so I'm making sure that all of the air is sealed completely out of this aluminum foil. The next step is to put your brush in the fridge just like this, and you should be able to keep your brush wet and stored in the fridge for a really long time. I left my brush in for 1 week, so let's see how the paint is holding up. After uncovering my brush, it seriously looks like I've never even stored it away for a week. The paint is still nice and wet. I'm still able to use the paint right away and immediately. The brush isn't stiff or anything. So this is definitely a hack that I am going to be using. Instead of storing my brush in Ziploc, I'm going to put it in tin foil and pop it in the fridge. In the past, I've used regular bleach, but recently I have started to use oxygen bleach when I wash my white linens and white towels. So I've been using this OxiClean. I will link it down in the description box below, as well as everything that I'm mentioning here if you want to grab these items for yourself. You can just follow the directions on the label for this and just put the desired amount of OxiClean right into your wash when you wash your white linens and your white towels. But one hack that I love when I'm using this is pop it in your washing machine with your white towels, and then about half an hour into the cycle, pause the washing machine so that your white towels can soak for at least an hour in the OxiClean mixture. This is gonna help lift out a lot more of those stains.
So what you do for this one is you take toilet paper rolls. I've seen this done where they cut the toilet paper rolls in half, but I want my distance between my tabs to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to cut these into thirds. Make sure to check the description box below. I'm going to make sure to leave all of the original TikTok videos that I found these ideas from. Make sure to go give some love to the original creators of these ideas. So I cut all of these toilet paper rolls into 3 sections. I have 9 of these per curtain panel for mine. Now I'm putting 1 tab of my drapes through the curtain rod, and then I'm adding a little piece of the toilet paper roll, then the next tab, and then another piece of toilet paper roll, and so on and so forth until I use all of the pieces of rolls in between the tabs of my curtain. This is going to make each piece more even in between the tabs, plus it's going to add a little bit of fullness behind my drapes. So I've done it to the left panel as well as the right panel, and here the curtains look hanging up. I do need to give these a little bit of a steam or an iron, but you can see the difference here between the left window, which doesn't have the toilet paper rolls inserted, and the right one. It definitely looks a lot more full, and it gives it a little bit more of an elegant look. Clean window screens with a lint roller. Window screens can be hard to clean. I often use a brush attachment on my vacuum, but I find rolling them with a lint roller even more effective. You can use a lint roller for so many other things too. I like to use one to get rid of any lint on the linens at our vacation rental, or to pick up any hair or dust on the floor or sofa. I do really try to take care of my tools, but sometimes I will leave them out in the rain like this saw here. So for this hack, what you do is you take a tub, you put your tool inside that's rusty, and then you fill the tub up with some white vinegar. Just make sure that it covers the entire tool. Next, you're going to take some table salt. I didn't have any regular table salt, so I just used the sea salt. Put some of that inside of the container and let your tool sit for at least 24 hours inside of this salt and vinegar solution. Here's how my saw looked after. Oh wow, there's lots of rust inside this water, and the blade of my saw really oxidized. It was very, very dark, and I rubbed a lot of this black color off of it. However, the rust was completely gone. You take a vase, fill it with water, and then take some Scotch tape, or in my case, if your 6-year-old daughter used up all the Scotch tape for crafts, you can cut some packing tape into thirds, and you can just place it in a grid pattern over top of the vase. I did 3 pieces of tape horizontally and 2 vertically. Now you can cut your flowers down to size and place them in the holes that are created in the tape grid. And what this does is it helps keep nice space in between your flowers, just a really easy way to keep everything looking even. I did have to play with my flowers a little bit to get them to the look that I liked. My peonies, however, these are from my garden, are quite large in size. If you were using smaller flowers, this would be an even more helpful floral arrangement home hack. Here is how my vase turned out with that easy tape grid arrangement. I gotta say, I love this time of year when the peonies are in bloom in the garden. Only lasts a couple weeks, but it is absolutely magical.
So if you want to create a window seat with storage in a bedroom, what you can do is situate one of their longer, shorter shelves underneath a window with 2 of the square ones on either side, and that's going to create a faux window seat. You can put a little bit of an extra piece of wood on top of the window seat in the middle if you want, and that's going to add some stability, and then you can add some cushions. So I did this in my middle daughter's bedroom. Love how it turned out. She is also a visual organizer like myself. She likes that simple visual organization. So when we put baskets in these shelves, that really worked for her and helped her put her clothes away much better. So we have all of her clothes and all of her toys in this faux window seat shelving DIY.
Make your grout sparkle with this vinegar mixture. For stubborn grout stains, a mixture of 2 parts warm water, 1 part vinegar, and a squirt of dish soap works wonders. Mix everything in a spray bottle, spray it on your grout, and let it sit for at least 10 minutes. Finally, scrub with a textured cloth or a brush and rinse. Download this app on your phone. It's called Bubble Level. I believe they have it for Android and iPhone. And you have a little level right on your phone. So you can use this in situations where you're DIYing and need to make sure what you're DIYing is nice and straight, or use this in a situation where you have to hang up a piece of art or a mirror or a photo and you want to make sure it's nice and level. You just open up the app on your phone, place it on top of the object that you want nice and level, and just make sure that bubble is right in the middle and your object is going to be level. I love this trick. Here's the next home hack. This is disgusting, our microwave. Oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed to show this. So to get these nice and clean, take a measuring cup full of water, add a little squirt of dish soap, put that inside of your microwave, and make sure you put that microwave on for about 2 minutes. You're going to get that water in the measuring cup nice and hot and steamy. The trick here that I learned on TikTok is once it's finished, don't open it yet. Leave it in there for another minute so the steam can continue to loosen up all of that grease and grime off of the inside of your microwave. Then you can take a paper towel or a cloth and all of that grease and grime should be able just to wipe right off. It did work really well for mine. I was able to get most of the grease off of the microwave, certainly much easier than if I didn't use the steaming technique. Here's another DIY hack for painter's tape. Often you'll just leave the tape like this, which is sometimes hard to grasp. But what you can do instead is fold the tape at a 90-degree angle, just like this, and then rip it off using the tape as sort of a spot to rip it, and then you have this nice triangle flap to grab the tape next time. I thought this was actually a really good way to rip painter's tape off. It does have a little bit of waste because you have that triangular flap, however, it was really easy to do.
If you have a stain on your towel or your sheet, use distilled white vinegar, spray that on, let it sit for a little bit and gently lift it up with a microfiber cloth. That seems to get out the majority of any stains that I've seen on our white bedding and towels. Don't dry anything that's stained. Make sure that you pre-treat the stain before you throw your white linens and towels in the wash to make sure you get it out, because what drying does is it's gonna set that stain and it's gonna be even harder to get out later.
Use this method to clean your toaster. Did you know that your toaster has removable trays in the bottom for crumbs? It's embarrassing, but I didn't learn this fact until about 5 years ago. For a perfectly clean toaster, remove the bottom trays, dump those crumbs, and then wash the whole toaster and the trays with a squirt of dish soap and water. You can even use a toothbrush to get into the crevices. Just make sure your toaster is unplugged when you're cleaning.